right, the chances of a deer taking you out in a crosswalk are slim, but they're not zero. Check this out.
Look at this too.
Urban area too. Look at that.
What?
Wow.
Just out of the blue, and dude just laid her out.
Right? Isn't that insane?
Bambi
you know what's
is
funny
like,
too is wow. Look at the weight ratio there, and that lady didn't stand a chance, and she outweighs that deer probably. I mean, I would assume because that's a little guy.
It was alarming. I'm like, what the heck? Can you just imagine being whack and then going like, what the heck happened? She probably didn't even know what happened, even after it happened. She was probably so confused.
I mean, she's probably knocked out.
All right,
She's
one more
She's an
time. Here we
older
go.
lady. Boom.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
She had
Whiplash,
no idea
whiplash.
what hit her.
Oh, her head hit the ground too.
It took two ladies out.
Oh, she's out.
Yeah,
she's out cold.
Oh yeah, she's out. She hit her head on the ground. I mean, she's jacked. That's
there
gonna
she goes. She
that's
moved
gonna leave a mark.
And there she comes up. All right, so.
No, I mean,
That's still gonna leave a mark.
Yeah.
she got whacked.
Oof.
All right, so
Ouch.
speaking of being at the wrong place at the wrong time, look at this one.
Dude,
I can't even watch this.
Yeah,
This is like
it's stupid.
Yeah.
What are like?
Right?
Oh, dude, rug
Her
rash. Look at her face. Rug rash.
Got.
Road rash. I mean.
Oh. And the poor biker.
Oh.
Oh, at least he had a helmet on. She
Yeah.
don't have a helmet on.
But can you
Well,
imagine just not even
dude.
paying attention and just like?
I mean, he's
Feel
an
like-
older guy. Oh yeah, he saw it coming. Look, stop! Like I mean, he's hammering the pedals.
and she's
it's-
going in for a picture. She's got her cell
you
phone
see her cell
already,
phone?
and
Yeah, like-
let me get a picture. Oh shit, there's someone here.
What? Like this is where you just like.
bike race.
Did your brain not work
Yeah.
for a second? Like what happened? Like that's not even close, and it's not like he's moving at
Damn.
some crazy high rate of speed.
Okay, I'm
where
gonna stop watching. This.
okay, we'll stop watching this.
keto Karen.
This is how Zillow feels being hit with all of the different MLSs threatening to shut them off.
This was the parable.
I think so. That's the tie-in.
Zillow just got trucked.
Speaking of MLSs and displaying these private listings, public listings, I mean, it's definitely a conversation. And I think that ultimately buyers could care less, right? Like buyers don't care. When they're looking for houses, they don't care. They're on Zillow, off Zillow, public, private, all of that jazz. But the state of Connecticut recently signed a law saying that all listings must be publicly displayed. So there are no private listings in Connecticut. And the governor just signed this into law. Let me pull that article up.
No
I found that to be
private
really
That's like a
interesting.
violation of your rights to me. Like if you want to keep your listing only, I've had trouble with this for years.
So on May 27th, the Connecticut governor, Ned Lamont, signed into law Senate Bill 340, a multi-part real estate bill that included new requirements for how residential listings can be marketed.
All right.
And and in New York, the state legislation passed similar legislation that will now head to the governor's desk. So more states are weighing in on this debate and saying, no, like you're not going to allow private listings in our state.
Interesting.
It is.
So what if like you like, you know, a state came and told like a car dealership like you have to list. There's no private listings of your cars or something like.
Right.
It's just
right.
it
You
seems
can't
like it's an
advertise cars on
overreach,
your
like-
lot. You can only put them.
Yeah, you can only put them in this website or something.
I guess the
like-
difference is maybe the dealer kind of.
I guess
owns those
housing's
cars.
different or something. But the seller they
Yeah, well,
hire a
I-
listing agent to sell the
Right.
house or sell the car, just like a dealer. I mean, the manufacturer
They're
okay,
forcing
This
the
is
agent,
weird.
not the seller. They can't force the seller, right? Because like
Yeah.
I own my house. I could for sale by owning my house and tell you to pound sand if I wanted
Right.
to just sell it to you.
But if you choose to have the representation of
Yeah,
a real estate
that's what I
agent,
think.
then they need to publicly market that property. Here's where my mind goes. My mind goes, who introduced this legislation? What ties do they have and to whom? Because whether you agree with Compass or you agree with Zillow on the public-private listings, I think that there's probably motivation behind this in some capacity.
there's money.
Of course
just
there
follow the
is.
money.
Well,
Of course.
That's motivation.
Yeah,
Of course.
you're right.
Power,
You're right.
influence.
$6 trillion a year of residential real estate changes hands.
It's insane.
Right.
And so does Zillow have, are they pulling some strings to get legislation of this nature passed in different states? And then, we know that as soon as one state does it, another state's more likely. I mean,
Well, they are in Connecticut for sure.
yeah, and they're saying New York is going to follow suit. And so is it just going to start to become the norm? And then ultimately Zillow gets what they want just because laws pass that corroborate what they want.
I'd be interested to see if there's specifically blue states that are doing this that
I
pass the
agree.
legislation
you
and
think
the red
it's-
states don't.
Absolutely.
You think it's going to be
I
along
I mean,
political-
Connecticut and New York,
And
those
New
are two
York.
blue states. So
Very
so
blue.
far, blue states. What was it? Chicago.
Well, they're the ones that pulled MLS feed from Zillow.
But then
a federal judge
the
said,
federal
no,
judge
you need
in
to reinstate
Chicago
it.
said, nope,
Yeah.
you got to reinstate it.
And
But
then
Zillow is in Washington, which is super blue. So that's where, I feel like Zillow is definitely on the blue side of things.
Yeah, I mean, you got free market where, hey, you can do whatever you want.
I think that fundamentally, though, I do agree with full public access to listings. I don't believe that having a listing private does the seller justice, because I think if you're going to put it on the MLS, you need to expose it to the entire MLS. But there are certain circumstances where maybe a seller wants that, and that's what everyone who argues for the private listings, that's what they say. But like, let's be real. That's only a handful of the actual use cases. Yeah, exactly. It's got to be tiny. I mean, maybe you're a celebrity.
It's your tiny $30-40 million houses that they don't sell on the MLS. They sell,
private networks.
Networks, and like, hey, this property came up in this neighborhood. It's exclusive neighborhood, and there's 20 buyers out there that are looking for a house in that neighborhood.
But I think that if you're a buyer in this market, these sorts of things just piss you off. Like, here we are fighting over how listings are displayed, yet what buyers really care about is the fact that housing affordability is terrible and they can't get a house. And then when they are in a price point to get a house, especially if they're entry-level buyers, sometimes they're fighting still with investors, all cash buyers. They don't have, that foot in the door. And so why isn't more energy and attention being spent on those? If Zillow took the resources, if Compass took the resources, if everyone quit fighting about how the listings were displayed and came up with a way to actually stimulate housing and poured resources into that, wouldn't we all be better for it?
Yes.
So it's like, what? But instead
diversion,
we're gonna try and build our own moat so that we can control future revenue.
But I think it's happening though. I think with AI, the affordability is going to happen. As long as they don't print into oblivion, which they're probably going to anyways. So
they're going to print into oblivion.
But you got to imagine. I mean, we were just talking before the show that we have self-driving cars. And once you can sit in the back seat of a car, then more people will be able to live further out, and they don't have to worry about commuting. You got AI robots that can build houses 24/7, or they take away
all the things.
The machines that are like putting houses together and stuff. You don't have to. Oh, we'll see. I think that definitely should bring down prices. But
it will, right? I mean, one of the most expensive things in any, like a lot of the expensive stuff, is the specialized human labor. A lot of times in said thing, right? Not always. I mean,
most of that's not going to go away. Like plumbing, electricity. I don't see.
AI replacing those.
Well,
industries.
eventually, but it's going to be really good.
Well, I think it's probably not top priority, right? Like there's other things to attack first and automate first.
I guess it's pretty. I guess the wait, were you looking at something? Or
yeah, I'm trying to queue up the next something. Sorry.
I guess if you have self-driving cars, I mean that's pretty amazing. So I guess a robot that can do plumbing or electricity, that should be doable.
It's very doable.
Yeah, but
especially
like
basic electricity, and not only that, like it doesn't have the. I still think that humans make a lot of errors.
And robots don't get electrocuted.
Electrocuted, right?
Or maybe
they'd be able to like test it.
They're
and,
an
see if
electrical
it's receiving. Yeah, if it's receiving, if they're is it hot? Is it not?
But
hot,
they don't die.
Right? Like,
like burns up.
Run a diagnosis real quick on the plumbing, making sure that the flow's right, siphon's right. Is there a leak? Right, like all the simple things.
So I posted a video last week, and it got a ton of engagement on Instagram, and a lot of people were weighing in on how AI is going to change real estate and basically get rid of real estate agents. It was a video about that dude, the buyer that got he got sued and he lost the lawsuit for the commission rerouting. It was like $48 million or something insane like that. And what was so surprising to me was to see how many people were weighing in on the thread about how AI is going to replace real estate agents. And I was engaging with them because I genuinely wanted to understand I wanted to understand their thought process, where they thought AI was going to show up, how they thought the AI was going to replace real estate agents. And inevitably what happened was real estate agents would then start attacking that person for the way that they think, instead of just, trying to be curious.
Disappointing.
Which, I get it, right? Because as a real estate agent, you're going like, yeah, right, AI is going to replace us. Yes, but again, so the actual discourse didn't get that far because agents would come in and sabotage it by beating the person up. But it was interesting to see, and you can go on the thread and look. I mean, there are thousands of comments. It was interesting to see all the different just normal everyday Joes that were weighing in saying AI is going to replace real estate agents, and I can't wait. They were so excited about it, and I'm going
Why?
it's because people hate real estate agents.
Sounds
Elliot,
like they had a bad experience.
I mean, we know that.
Bad experience. They thought
Overpaid.
that their agent was overpaid.
They do.
Overpaid. You do nothing. Get a big old check.
Some do nothing. I think that's one of the issues with real estate.
And they got big egos.
I was gonna say, you want to
they flash their shiny cars and their
success
the photo
equals
on
success,
their watches,
right?
and
How is someone supposed to know you're successful if you don't show hints of success?
It's the most successful people are wearing sweatpants, right, Chris?
Yeah. That's right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I do love those new memes of like modern day billionaires, right? They're like in
Yeah.
shorts and flip flops.
Yep.
Yeah, and then
How
you'll
Hollywood
see that.
wants you to perceive a
Compare and
billionaire
contrast,
versus
yeah.
like real billionaires.
Yeah, if they're flashing the Hermes and the Louis Vuittons, they're probably broke.
Broke.
they're not no billionaire.
Yeah. Well, right.
Well, his strategy broke. As Michael Saylor broke. Yesterday, he sold 32 Bitcoin and the internet went crazy. Now, in comparison with the amount of Bitcoin he has, it's relatively nothing. And he explained why he sold it on X, but the internet didn't like it. And since there has been a considerable sell-off of Bitcoin, as it stands right now, we're at about 67,300. And
I stopped
did he
looking
trigger
this
it?
morning.
Was this Michael Saylor's fault?
Well, I mean, we'll see next week. He'll probably be like, "Yeah, I bought
Exactly.
1,000 Bitcoin at 68,000."
Exactly.
And we're like, "But I just sold mine."
Set your auto buys up, right? That's
Like,
that's what I
Ooh,
say.
so you think he's manipulating?
it's-
Buy under 70.
It can manipulate it, right?
Not
I
only
mean,
that, we know that, right? There was obviously there were some announcements this morning around the administration and war stuff and just a back and forthness. I think it was a bit of a perfect storm
this is funny.
Okay, here is a live look at everybody exiting Bitcoin
for the IPO.
for the SpaceX IPO.
It is pretty funny.
Are those
Like
camels?
I remember when everybody's
I
like,
don't know if
Those are
it's gonna
camels
maybe
out there in
hit,
the
it's going to maybe hit $1 trillion. It's maybe going to hit $1.5 trillion. Now I'm hearing it's going to hit $2 trillion. I'm like,
The SpaceX IPO?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the latest scuttlebugs.
Yeah. Jason's a big believer that it's going to be overvalued at first
Yep.
and then come down.
Yep.
We'll see. I don't know.
Well, I mean, if you can get in, if you're
Yeah.
one of those elites that can get in at the strike price, then yeah, you might make some money.
what
But,
does it take to get in at the strike price?
oh, I don't know. You got to be a really big millionaire, or, you got to have like
A huge net worth.
huge net worth, or somebody that is in the inside that can. I mean,
Well, so I heard with like the insider that I guess apparently Elon and what do they call it? The S papers. Am I saying that right? Am I remembering that right? Anyway, there's a document that they released basically how fast you can sell off, and so he changed some things in that to where they can actually start selling off if it only goes up a certain amount over 90 days, and then a certain amount like at 120, and then you can liquidate more at 180 days. And so the whole point of it was just to try to keep the prices up, and you couldn't just dump it, right? Like so all the insiders and everything else and over liquidate it. So we'll see if the strategy works.
well, the people that put in money in the very beginning, this is the IPO is their exit, right?
Mhm.
I mean,
of course, the IPO is their exit.
Right. They're selling.
Yeah, right. That's your shares are what's being volunteered.
So no doubt there could be some movement from Bitcoin, from Ethereum that's coming
yeah.
out to position itself to go into IPOs. I mean, we also have Anthropic coming up. We have OpenAI coming up. And so there's some pretty exciting IPOs happening. But fundamentally, though, and one of the things Jason and I were talking about last night is that when people are so reactive to Michael Saylor selling 32 Bitcoin when he owns, 850,000 of them, it's clearly that they just don't understand the fundamentals of the monetary system, of fiat currency, and of Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the only thing that you can't make more of. You can't debase it. But what we're learning is you can influence it. And I think that in and of itself is a little problematic.
Well, that stabilize in time, right? Especially with one of the things I find that's been really on the rise. I was listening to actually just a podcast this morning talking about this is basically the rise of digital financing and how much more stable it's been than they anticipated with, I think obviously Stride, and then Striva or something like that was one of the ones that the guy was listening to talk about it. And how it's just basically performing way better. And when you compare it to Bitcoin volatility, it's just performed quite well. So the whole point of what I'm trying to share here is the instruments that will continue to come out because of this digital rise and things that are so influenceable and being easily influenced, balancing out.
So Stretch is Strategy's product, one of their products, right? Here's what Saylor said on why they sold the 32 Bitcoin. He said, if the Bitcoin can't be sold, critics say it has no value. If it has no value, the balance sheet is zero. If the balance sheet value is zero, credit rating agencies ignored it. So you sell a tiny appreciated portion to prove Bitcoin is liquid, valuable, and real. That was his argument. What do you think? Is he burying the lead and just trying to?
I mean, to only sell 32 Bitcoin yeah, exactly. I agree.
If he sold 3,200 Bitcoin, it'd probably be like, oh, wait a minute, what is he doing, right? But no, 32 is just what he called it. He's inoculating the.
Yeah, and some people are like, he has to
inoculating the system or something.
Yeah, it wasn't. Didn't some people say
just to prove that I can sell it and make money off of it, and but then in a week he'll probably be like, oh, we bought 1,000 Bitcoin.
Yeah, I heard through some people like that he was like, oh, he he had dividend payments that he was short on, so he needed to do that. I'm like, 32 Bitcoin for that guy? Come on, bro.
Right.
Like,
That makes
you're not
zero
making dividend
sense.
payments.
Well, he also paid off a considerable amount of debt just the other day, Friday? And it wasn't due for a while, and he paid it off. He said he paid it off at 92 cents on the dollar and called that a savings. But critics are arguing that's not really a savings, because had you just waited, that 92 cents would have been worth less in a couple years when it was due. I don't know. Interesting stuff, but I think what's frustrating for me is to see the asset just being traded so emotionally. And like, where are the longtime believers and holders that
They're all
are passionate
investing
about
in AI right now.
Yeah.
Because
That
AI
has
is
definitely been a
exploding.
boom.
They're moving their money into AI right now. But I mean,
Yeah, you have what?
Goes that's all good. Once Bitcoin's down, and they're like, wait a minute, what? I made a bunch of money in AI. Where do I go now? And now
So you think it's just like a ping pong back and forth?
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
You know,
You're always trying to find the next swing, right? Like that's what's going to give you the best returns, right? Depending on what type of investor you are. You have your stable bag, and then you have your higher risk bag, right? You got to go find those higher risk, higher return situations, right? And like when you have like, I mean, obviously AMD's just been like exploding. Microtech has been like absolutely exploding. Intel is exploded, right? Like you think all these companies, like I mean, I'm not talking like they've gone up 10%. They've gone up 100%, like in the last.
They got SanDisk.
Yeah, just nutso increases in the last 3-4 months.
Have you guys seen the new NVIDIA laptop
NVIDIA
that now has the built-in LLM that can just, you just plug it in and it's there and it works? I was talking with Noah about it because like a couple weeks ago when I first learned about it, I was like, Noah, should I buy one? And he's basically like, no, it's, he didn't think it was a good idea. But I'm like, everything I'm seeing and reading, I'm like, why wouldn't this be a good idea? He's like, oh, it's so expensive. And I'm like, well, it's not that expensive. And if you're paying like a token fee every month and subscription costs every month,
that really adds up.
Yeah, it's like ongoing too. There's like no end in sight, right? Like to keep my AI agents powered, there is no end in sight. I will pay every damn month. So I don't know. The NVIDIA laptop is interesting to me. I think maybe we should just buy one and see how well the LLM is. I mean, maybe it doesn't have a personality, or maybe it's just like really dry. I don't know what to think.
It's really trying to
I don't know.
NVIDIA one.
It's just
like
like
rap.
Well, but that's like one of the big things with Hermes, right? Like me talking about the autonomous agents is that it has the ability to keep improving, right? Like, and so to me that, I mean, I've, as I've told you guys, I don't know why I've picked this path, but I have, but I actually was having so much problems with Anthropic the last couple of days. I'd literally started diving back into Codex because I kept getting throttled or tokened.
Well, my Hermes agent is on Codex.
Okay.
It's a lot cheaper. I just have them on my $20 ChatGPT Pro subscription or Plus subscription, whatever one it is. It's $20. And so that's like way cheaper than Anthropic. And then I've never been throttled by Codex.
I was doing something last night that was kind of deep in it, and I finally hit it, but it was like after like 6 hours of like going back and forth.
That's pretty intense.
Yeah.
Well, people are making bets on SpaceX, and meanwhile, Berkshire Hathaway is making a big bet on housing. They just purchased Taylor Morrison for $8.5 billion. Taylor Morrison is headquartered here in Arizona.
Good for them.
And they build across a lot of the Sun Belt states, so Arizona, Florida, Colorado, Nevada, Georgia, Texas.
Yeah. They always leave their dumpsters out too, so we can throw our junk in there.
Busted. He admitted it.
There's a ton of new construction where we're at.
That's a finable offense.
Yeah,
you're off the hook. Busted dad.
So what I thought was really interesting about this is the flywheel that Berkshire Hathaway has created. And I didn't know it, but did you guys know that Benjamin Moore is owned by Berkshire Hathaway?
Is that a paint company?
Yeah.
I say I'm not. What Benjamin Moore's what?
They paint. They buy paint, or they make paint.
Huh.
Yeah, big
well,
paint
when you're
company.
building houses, you gotta have a lot of paint.
Acme Bricks, owned by Berkshire Hathaway.
Okay.
John's Manville, the installation, Berkshire Hathaway. So they're building, and they also in 2003.
They're going down the funnel.
Yeah, they are acquiring like all of the pieces of the construction real estate flywheel.
Yeah. So the properties or the companies they're making, or they're buying, or they're just funding all those companies, right?
You're right.
Yeah.
Right.
Very cool.
It is cool.
Hey.
But then I guess on the flip side, the Taylor Morrison, if they were using other manufacturers, their price stock went down, right? Or like another paint company, or
ooh, yeah, that was Dunn Edwards.
And they just went.
What do you think about the fact that they paid a 24% premium over price?
And that's usually how they're able to buy a company outright.
But 24%?
Well, I mean,
Yeah, but
if you're not for
they
sale,
don't like you get like cash back though when they do that too, because a lot of times when they go, if it was like a capital raise, right?
And you have to think too, like, okay, so where are they making it? Like they're Benjamin Moore, like if they own Benjamin Moore, right? With paint, and Taylor Morrison is using another paint company, and now all of a sudden they're going to funnel all that money over to Benjamin Moore, and now Benjamin Moore is worth more, right? So they might have paid more 24% more, but they're probably making more money and more value somewhere else.
I like it.
And so they're able to buy it for 24% more, and I'm sure they probably didn't want to sell for what it was worth. You know,
I know that's why I hear
you have to get a premium to be able to sell.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, but how many hands are in the pot? There's probably a lot of hands in the pot.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
What do you think of all of this? Drop us a comment below. Thanks for tuning in.